Hey guys, it's definitely been a while. But hey, I'm back and I'm still alive. Alright, I know it's been a long time, but I thought, like, what better way to make a kind of comeback video, update video, than to make a 2024 presidential election prediction video? It's quite a mouthful. Alright, yeah, so I plan to do quite a bit with this channel going forward. I'm going to update all my state election videos and potentially be doing some history channels because American history is always very interesting. I'm excited for it. It's going to be quite a ride, and I want to grow this YouTube channel because there definitely is a lot of potential in this YouTube channel. All right, so 2024 election, who do I think is going to win? So if the election was held today, I believe that Donald Trump would beat Joe Biden. Why is that? Well, let's talk about it. I think the biggest thing is that the cost of living. The cost of living is going to be the biggest problem for this election. Okay? If Donald Trump pretends to be Ronald Reagan, he can have a whole speech about, like, hey, is your life really better now than it was when I was president? If you take a look at 2019, yes, there was problems, but cost of living is definitely a lot higher, and he keeps hammering the cost of living, cost of living, cost of living, keeps repeating himself like he did with Hillary Clinton, then I believe it will be a thing that can resonate with most Americans, especially like those ones who are 40 over or even the people in their 30s. And he keeps hammering Joe Biden on that. Now, inherently, inflation is a worldwide phenomenon. It isn't all Joe Biden's fault, but he is the president, and he's going to take a blame for most of that. And a lot of it is rightfully so. Another reason why I think Donald Trump is going to win the election is the youth vote. I don't think they're going to turn out for Joe Biden because of the Gaza conflict. And it's 2024 right now. Okay, couple months away. It's going to be fresh in people's minds. Right? Him arming Israel is political suicide. Okay, you need that youth vote in order to win the election as a Democrat. All right, if your youth isn't going to come out, if people are disillusioned with the cost of living, because people are struggling right now. I mean, rent is high, food is high, going out to eat is high, everything is high. All right, and trying to campaign on, like, wokeness and all that kind of stuff, which I even hate using the word, is not going to work. Biden's best course of action is trying to highlight the good things that he has done, but even with, like, the student cancellation, trying to cancel student debt, it didn't work because he got blocked at every way on that. And as well, if he tries to highlight if Trump is a crazy person, again, Trump can kind of come back and say, like, hey, cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. That's my take on it, and that's why I think Trump has an inherent advantage, but how is that going to translate to the states themselves? Let's get into it. All right. So, well, Virginia is going to be a safe blue state. All right, so get into the swing states of the election. We're going to get into the states that I feel are going to be pretty safe in the Republican column. First of which is going to be Ohio. Ohio, I don't think is really going to be a swing state in this election. It's been trending right for a while now. The past two elections weren't really that close, and I feel that this election it's going to be solidly Republican. Florida as well. I mean, Florida full of old people. They're going to be Republican, and going off of like the previous, like, gubernatorial election and just everything surrounding Florida right now, Florida is also trending in the right direction. And I feel like for the next couple election cycles that Florida is going to be solidly in the Republican column. All right, next states, Georgia and Arizona. I honestly feel that if the pandemic didn't happen, Trump would have carried these states, and I think Trump would have won the election. In 2020, Trump, or basically any president, would have been very vulnerable in that situation. I don't think even under a Democratic president they would have been able to handle the pandemic well. But hindsight is everything. But I feel that if things were normal in 2020, that Trump would have carried both of these states, right? Biden won these states by razor thin margins. And Trump, I still feel, is at an advantage in this election, so I feel that he'll be able to carry these two states. All right, Iowa. Iowa's kind of like in the Ohio column where it's a very rural state, and the rural-urban divide is growing every single election. And Iowa, for that reason, I feel is going to go to the Republicans. And if we look at District 2 for both Maine and Nebraska, District 2 is very rural. I've been there. It's an interesting place, I'll say. But that's going to go Republican. And District 2 for Nebraska is very urban. So that's going to go to the Democrats. All right. We might see in this election that Oklahoma City might actually go Democrats. It's growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. I was actually surprised in 2020 that Biden didn't win that county. Okay, Minnesota, gonna go Democrat. Here's where it gets interesting. We got Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. All right. I believe Trump will be able to carry Michigan. Okay? There are a number of reasons for that. Number one, the polls. All of them are indicating a Trump victory. And with 2020 and 2016, Trump always outperforms his polls. Okay? They're indicating that he's going to win this state, and I do believe that he will. Michigan is kind of like this state where, it economically it was hurt, and I still don't feel that they're doing too well. So, if they're not doing well under a Joe Biden presidency, maybe they're going to feel like, hey, we should go back to Trump. Okay. But with Wisconsin, I feel it's going to be very, very, very close. I think that Biden may be able to edge out Trump in Wisconsin, but, for God's sake. But as you already see, Trump has already passed 270 to win. All right. With Pennsylvania, it's going to be very close. But I feel like with some of the issues going on with, like, the drug epidemic in Philadelphia, people are going to look at that. And again, Joe Biden is the guy in charge. So I feel that Pennsylvania may go Republican. And with Nevada is always really close. It's always in the conversation. So potentially, if Joe Biden does look really weak, especially just with everything going on, cost of living crisis, I think that maybe, just maybe, Trump may be able to pull it off in Nevada. Okay? So here we are, 302 to 236. I predict Trump victory. So the big things you should take away from this video: cost of living crisis, Gaza. All right. Even if Joe Biden can paint Donald Trump as this crazy guy, look what he's going to do with, like, women's rights, look what he's going to do with this. They already did that in the midterms. And they did pretty well in the midterms. But again, Trump can just keep on highlighting these issues. If he doesn't go too extreme, he keeps highlighting, like, cost of living. Hey, is your life really better now than it was back then? And the whole Gaza thing. I think the Gaza thing is honestly political suicide. Then Donald Trump can pull it off. But hey, anything can change. We're not really in campaigning mode as of yet. But I'm very excited to see how it's going to ramp up. All right. So yeah, I took quite a big break from politics. Basically from 2020 up until now, I really haven't been looking at the big picture. The pandemic really just killed things for me. It was just the same thing again, and again. And I kind of just fell out of it. I'm just like, I don't want to hear this. I missed the police protests. I missed January 6th. I did look at the 2020 election. Was pretty interesting. Those debates. I wonder if Trump and Biden are even going to debate. There's a chance they might sit 1 or 2 out. We'll see about it. But yeah, the country is kind of in a weird state right now. It's not the best, so that's why I think Trump will have the advantage. So I'm excited to see what you guys think. As time goes on, I may update this, but that's how I feel right now on the issue. Anyway, I'm hoping to make videos, and when the election does happen, expect a lot of videos to come out. All 50. So, until next time. See ya.